Kia ora. Virgo, this is your reading for the full moon in Pisces. Excuse the light. I think it's a little bit weird. It's a bright, bright day here. So thanks for joining me. This is your reading, Virgo. Full moon in Pisces. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And thanks for all your views and likes and subscribes. It really helps. So we're getting this storyline out for you today. We do go through and clarify always with a few other decks. And so let's just see. Get these cards out for you. Let's just see. Here we are. Okay, so we've got a few cards here. Okay, Virgo. So, full moon in Pisces. It's been a funny old time. I think, that never seems to change at the moment. We're coming out here as the consummate manager of sorts. This Knight of Pentacles is has a wonderful ability actually to distribute things out where they need to go. Great, reliable organizer. It's sounding more and more like you, Virgo. So it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. We then have the Five of Discs, which is a card. It's a beautiful card, but in the Thoth deck, it's called Worry. Excuse me. There is a archetype in this card, which is, choosing to be left out in the cold or choosing lack over gain. Maybe, you've had a lot on the go. Just looking at this line of cards, it's like, you're managing stuff for other people. You've been trying to manage something that is sort of intrinsically for yourself at the same time. Juggling up. We then have this beautiful Princess of Discs. So there's a gestation, or there has been a gestation period before something new is born here. Something new is coming through. And then the Nine of Wands. In Thoth deck, it's called Strength. This ninth wand creates a level of tension here. So we all know the Eight of Wands is about fast movement, fast solutions, because there's a lot of information coming through. But with the ninth wand, we get a level of tension here. We get a level of tension. We see the solar, the lunar, in a kind of rhythmic dance, I suppose, and in a lot of other decks, it is seen to be there's a defensive element within that card. So, it kind of looks like a Virgo that's really had a lot on their plate and has had a lot to deal with others, and is trying to kind of make sure their own, balance is kept. It's difficult to be stretched, to be kind of stretched, So, anywho, let's go through. We'll clarify this Knight of Discs, the consummate manager of all things. Very reliable. There is a reliability in there. Has that been taken for granted by others? Virgo, possibly? Or are there things you're dealing with that do, in fact, have their own timing, their own rhythm? So you can only just prepare everything ready for, the oncoming outcome of that. We've got Temperance. Excuse me, I'm a bit hay fevery. We've got Temperance, divine timing, the angel moving the waters. from one cup to the next. This is really an alchemical card. You would be quite what's the word? You would be a hard task master on yourself as much as in anyone else, more so on yourself probably. I do get that from these few cards here. And then we have the Three of Wands, which is really, you're in a really good strong position because you know where you're going. But it's just, there's a bit of a juggling act in between, Virgo, is just what I get. And if I'm repeating myself, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. These readings are very general readings. So let's look now at the Five of Discs, which looks, in fact, like, a clock. Time. So we've got two cards here. We've got you, in a lot of ways, Virgo. The Queen of Pentacles. Reliable. Gets the job done. All of that. Benevolent. Make sure other people are okay. Everyone's okay. Chaos, movement surrounds you, but you keep that tension here. So you're keeping a balance. I see it kind of quite clearly that, there's a lot of stuff going on around you. You're keeping a balance for yourself, but also in terms of other people and what's required. There's a responsibility involved in that. But there's tension here. There's a level of tension. What's Princess of Discs, please? Princess of Discs for Virgo at this time of the full moon in Pisces. Movement. Something is coming through. Something is going to be born. But it's that you need to foster that balance, actually directed at yourself, not for others at this time. I think that's quite key here, because we get the Chariot. So this balanced collection of horses. We've got works in motion, a speeding chariot. The only way it can move is through a level of internal balance. There's a point where you have to focus on what it is that actually you need to focus on for yourself, as opposed to deflecting it in the caretaking, nurturing of others. It sounds kind of quite, a bit rough, doesn't it? But that's just what I am getting from this reading. We have the Page of Swords, understanding the way that power works, not only in groups, but on a personal level, and in the dealings with others, and how group, others, ourselves deal with the concept of what power is, which is, in some ways, the page in its adolescent form is just pushing the boundaries on that. And we all know that sort of levels of personal power are really related to self-esteem and all of that kind of thing. So in order to get this thing that is what I see as being your personal production, creation, whatever, it's about you coming back into you and focusing on that when you actually can, because I kind of see it like there's all these other people in here that you are having to facilitate their production, creations, their balance. You know what I'm saying? Nine of Wands, Strength, and the Thoth deck. It is there is a level of tension in that card as well. So let's just see. There's a level of tension, which I suspect with the Six of Discs will probably soon be released, actually. You're just about to get all of that. You're just on that cusp of getting all of that effort that you've put into other people coming back to you. I mean, it's not like there's a MO involved. It's just that it will come back to you. This is free flow generosity at its height. It's a beautiful card, the Six of Discs. And maybe one more for that card, for that Six of Discs, and the Nine. The Nine of Wands. And we get the Nine of Discs. Independent, surrounded by what you value. It's like running a race, and you've kind of got all these distractions or appendages when you begin that you have to deal with, but then there's a point where they naturally just are shed, and then you can fully go full force, completely centered within yourself, all of that, and come out at the end on top. So, I mean, it's pretty amazing, Virgo, if that makes any sense to Virgos out there. Let's get a Brian Froud, Pixie and Fairy, as a glimmer, as just one card, as an overview for this reading. Yeah, there's a lot of support from others, and that's the thing that gets you through. There is a mutuality here. It's not like you're an indentured servant that has to provide for these other people. It's that you know that there is eventually, at some point, a comeback, a free flow, that you benefit from your efforts. It's very Virgoian kind of reading, actually. And so we get the beautiful card of friendship. I love that. You know, never-ending support. It's a wonderful thing. Anyway, Virgo, so that was pretty quick, wasn't it? It's a funny old reading. Right. Now, Iolite. We put a rock mineral crystal card aside to pull out at the end. So we've got Iolite. Interesting stone. Something to carry with you in your mind's eye during the week. Oh, I need those. Magical powers, feminine, divine, work connections. Because I do see this as being largely about work. A lot of it, most of it, about work and inspiration. So that's your little stone for the week as we venture through this lovely full moon, as they call it, the blue moon in Pisces. So let's just see how the week plays out. Okay, on that note, thanks Virgo for tuning in, and thanks for all your likes and shares, subscribes. It helps tremendously. Thank you. Ka kite. Bye.